scoop, you want me to just scoop them on, you want me to scoop them all out, Judge?
I thought about sitting in the front, but I didn't have my stuff. Please join us for I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. And indivisible, yeah.
I'm assuming that's the Wi-Fi for some reason. Is this a Wi-Fi?
Ma'am?
Is this a Wi-Fi? He's asking what it is.
I think, yes, that's Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I didn't understand what you were.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he asked me and I said, I think it's Wi-Fi.
It is Wi-Fi. The reason I'm saying the social distance, I think I might have to take that off on the floor. The meeting will please come to order. We do have proof of posting in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, amended known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall have 5 minutes.
I have something to add.
Yes.
I don't know if it's gossip or not, but has someone tested positive?
Would you come up here and if you will, you can just kind of.
Has someone tested positive in Freestone County? Some of us would like to.
Yes.
So could we like in the future be told?
I'm sorry, I can't.
In the future, can we be told ahead of time?
Well,
I mean, when-
you know, we can of course tell a name or anything.
Well, not the name, but just,
But if,
because I've been around, so.
yes, but if there is, if a person tests positive, then they ask those questions, who have you been in contact with? And then those people will be notified as to this person testing positive so that,
Right, but like as employees that we're around in different offices, it would just be nice to know. I don't want to know a name, I just want to know for sure.
certainly if there is somebody that tests positive, anybody that is in contact with them will be notified, yes.
But we should, as employees, we should be told, like, there should be something, if someone has tested positive, and that we need to know that. So I think it's courtesy,
Okay?
okay? That's all.
Any other comments? Item number 1 is to approve the minutes of the June 17th and June 22nd meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 17th and the June 22nd meeting.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2, budget transfers and amendments.
I didn't know, I really didn't understand number 3. 88,184 has been transferred from capital outlay and over to grants.
It's just, that's a line item, we're gonna be reimbursed, after we pay it. We'll be reimbursed, the county will, into our fund balance, but if we put it in a grant line item, then we're able to track that because we have to, turn all those numbers in, for our outside auditors, for our audit.
Do we know a timeline when we'll get paid? I mean, is there?
Well, we're not paying it yet, we're just getting the money in the line item. So within about 3 weeks from the time that we pay it, we get the money back.
So it'll be 3 weeks?
3 to 6 weeks, somewhere in there. But we don't know the exact day, but it's within 3 to 6 weeks we get the money.
Okay.
And what's that for?
That's for their microwave radios.
Oh, that's the grant we received for, updating all the, radio communication, equipment that we have for the county.
We did it last year, didn't we?
Yeah, that's the grant that we approved last year.
Just now coming around.
They're just now getting to it, but thanks to COVID.
And do you think this may help the transmissions up by the lake, the problems up there that you're having?
That I don't know if it's gonna help or not, because they said it's not our equipment that's the problem up there. And EMC knows the same thing, it's the location. The radios aren't gonna work in their homes, not in low areas around, I mean, that's not gonna have anything to do with the new equipment, that has to do with the area.
Well, I think, from what I know from our past history is that prior to that, they did not work, and then they started working for about 5 years, and now they're back to not working again. So, but we'll work on it anyway.
Yeah, EMC should know more about that, because he's kind of talked to them about some things too, same as we have, and
That's okay.
I paid somebody to come and check it, and they said, no, it's not the radio.
Okay, that's fine, thank you.
All right, and we also have a certification, $25,531.20 on hot tub. And that was not budgeted because that's just additional money that, if it becomes available, they give it to us, but we don't know that we're getting it, so we can put it in that, fogging my glasses up. We can put it in that line item.
I'd like to approve the budget transfer to amendment,
And the certification.
and certification.
Perfect. All in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 3 is to approve and pay the bills. Any discussion on any of the bills?
Make a motion to close business. Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve payroll. You got a sheet that was laying there. Here you go.
We signed one, get that away.
Right here. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve payroll.
And we have a second. All in favor, aye? Motion carried. We'll sign that one and pass it on. Okay. Item number 5 is reports. I have a report from the Extension Office, and it tells you what they did last month and what they're going to do this next month. If you want to look at that, it'll be on file with the county clerk. Any other reports? If not, do we have a motion to accept that report?
Make a motion.
favor, aye. Any opposed? None motion carries. Item number 6, burn ban. A lot of people calling asking for us to take off the burn ban from their law so they can burn before it does really get hot and dry. On that, the Keach Byram drought index, we are right in the middle. We've been a little bit below and a little bit above, but we're right in the middle of the drought index.
Wind's blowing hard every day, it's drying what moisture we have out. I would not take the burn ban off.
We should have took it off a week, 10 days ago. Rain. We didn't put it on.
We did.
We didn't put it on. Well, we got an inch, 10th that Saturday, and somebody got 2 inches pretty good later.
Thing in.
Anything pretty.
Okay.
It rained. We got some rain in front.
Is there any action?
Well, I think we're gonna need people farming wood and taking on real people.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I think there's gonna be people farming wood, we put it on our off.
Okay, if there's no action, the burn ban will stay on. Item number 7, special road use agreements. If there are none, we will go to bonds and certification certificates. If there are none, we'll go to the TCDRS fiscal year ending 2021 retirement plan. We had this on the agenda, you had the printouts, you had an opportunity to look at those. Are we requesting any changes? If not, do we have a motion to approve it?
Make a motion to leave it just like it is.
So,
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 10, continuance of membership in the public power pool or opt-out. Mr. David Quinn is here to talk to us about that.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is David Quinn, Program Manager of Public Power Pool. I think in your packet there was a presentation
Yes.
about.
And each one of us have one. It's under number 10 in the book.
You'll join P3 back in 2016. We are the largest aggregator in the state for political subdivisions. We have close to 100 members now, 49 other Texas counties, a variety of hospital districts, cities, municipal utility districts are in the group. The concept being that by procuring together, we're able to get a lower rate and negotiate a better contract on behalf of our members. The last time we did a procurement was in 2017, and we locked you in at a rate of 3.42 cents per kilowatt hour for 2020 to 2022. Now, the board has instructed us to start a new procurement for a new contract term beginning in 2023. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. We are want to draw your attention here to the fact that we're projecting that we'll be able to negotiate a rate that is certainly no higher than the current contract rate of 3.42 cents per kilowatt hour, and probably lower. And if I could just draw your attention here to page 4 of that presentation. These are the rates that we are seeing for Freestone County that are available right now as we begin our procurement. As you can see, the rates get lower the further out we go, so there's a case to be made for going for a long-term contract of at least 5, 7, 9, 10 years. The board will make that decision later on in the procurement process once we have indicative pricing from our retailers. But the net effect for Freestone County on page 5 is we're projecting that the ceiling rate, which is certainly is the rate that we can that we can't go above, would be 3.42 cents, the same as your current rate for 3 years. The ceiling rate for a 5-year contract would be 3.35. A 7-year contract would be 3.28 cents. and a 10-year contract would go as low as 3.2. That's our ceiling rate. We've always done better than our ceiling rate. In fact, the last time we did a procurement in 2017, our target rate was 21% lower than the ceiling rate, and we achieved that. So we're hoping that we'll be able to achieve the expected rates, which we show you on the left column there, which are even lower, 3.33 cents for a 3-year contract, 3.26 for a 5-year, 3.19 for a 7-year, and 3.12 for a 10-year. If the county wants to continue on with P3, then no action is necessary. We have an opt-out process. The only action that you may consider in addition to that is if you wanted to purchase renewable energy, then we are estimating the cost of a renewable energy product of going green, 100% green for the county, will be an additional 10% premium. And if that's something the county is interested in doing, then we have included a minute order template in the procurement proposal that would allow you to opt in to the green product. Now, we're not sure how many members are going to go.
And that's 10%, not
That's
10 cents.
an additional 10% premium over the cost of conventional power. But that will be an opt-in for any member who wants to do that. And just a word about how we operate the procurement process. Once we know our committed load at the end of the 60-day opt-out period, then we'll take that load out to the marketplace. We're going to open it up to every retail electric provider in the state of Texas. There are about 150 that are registered with the PEC. They all have an equal opportunity to bid on this contract. We're not trying to steer business to be one third provider. We want to make sure that you get the best deal, the lowest rates, and award to the contract to the retailer that they will offer the lowest rate. That's how we operate. The program's worked well in the past. We've achieved $136 million worth of savings for members since the program began in 2002. Since you all joined in 2016, we've saved you about 36,000 against market. I think part of the program. And that's just comparing the rate that we've been able to procure for our members to the market rate for electricity every day since deregulation. Once we have completed that RFP process and every retailer has responded at their interest, last time we had 38 retailers respond to our RFP, then we start contract negotiations because we want to make sure that we are giving you the best possible contract that's designed to protect the interests, your interests. And once we have that in place, then we will start the negotiations to seek indicative pricing for the retailers. With the understanding that we cannot bust that ceiling rate that I identified earlier on. We cannot go above that ceiling rate. So it gives us some wiggle room as we go through the process. This is several months before we will be able to complete the deal. So that gives us some flexibility and take advantage of markets as they drop or increase over time. And then once the P3 Board of Judges and Commissioners has reviewed the indicative proposals, they'll make a recommendation about the term length that they think is the best for all members, and instruct us to seek ex-equal pricing from a short list of providers, and with the understanding that the lowest bid will win.
Do all the members have the same rate, or does it depend on the volume that you use?
Yes. There are 4 regions in Texas, so each region is priced slightly differently for many different reasons. The west is the cheapest. The north zone that you're in is about the same as the
Which
east.
one? I'm sorry.
The north zone,
Uh-huh.
and then the south tends to be a little bit more expensive. But within
Which zone are we in?
yeah, it's a different combination of fuel mix, and it's also
Are we in the north zone?
you're in the north, yes.
Okay.
You're in the north zone. So you're aligned with Dallas County, Tarrant County,
I was just looking at
Banks,
some of the counties,
Smith
Dallas,
County.
Denton,
Yeah,
Ector County,
yeah. Actually, it's in the west.
number of counties here.
But we have a heavy concentration in the metroplex. We start with Tarrant County, Falls County, all the way up to the Red River, to Cook County. And I think every county in the metroplex is in the group. And then in addition, Rains, Van Zandt, Smith County members as well.
So by there being those larger counties, we get a little better rate than we do.
Exactly. So what we're doing is there are 5 different kinds of accounts that an entity will have: a high demand, a medium demand, a low demand, no demand, and streetlights. So we will take, for example, your streetlights and we'll put them in the streetlight bucket, combining them with all of the other streetlights from all of those other members in the law zone to make sure he gets the lowest possible price. We're driving down the price by buying in bulk and getting close to wholesale price. So every member does pay a slightly different amount based on what kind of balance of accounts they have, how many streetlights, how many high demand accounts, and so on. That will affect the overall rate. But the aim is still the same. We just want to make sure that everybody's able to get close to wholesale pricing by dropping their accounts into similar accounts from all of our other members, so we can get that purchasing discount.
Any questions for anyone?
So we're still good for right now.
You're good through the end of 2022. Yes, we're under contract through 2022 at that fixed rate of 3.42 cents. This will be for a new contract beginning in 2023.
And this is 3614.
I'm sorry.
No, we don't, that's what we were. We don't have the new, they're just gonna go out, once they find out how many, how much load they have, they bid it,
Yeah.
bid it out.
Right.
Since they bid it out, we don't have to bid it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we do all the legwork and we go through the RFP process and handle that on your behalf. Yeah.
We have to decide if we want to continue or if we want to opt out at this point.
Continue. I'll make a motion, we continue. Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, and it's always a pleasure to come to Freestone County if you ever want an update. My card is in the packet, it was handed out, just don't hesitate to give me a call if you have any questions. We look forward to continuing to represent you and get you the best deal possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming today. And then item number 10 is to discuss a release of the insurance funds on the Butler Community Center, release those funds to the Fairfield Independent School District, who actually owns the building and the land. And they, because they had wanted to be sure, they had asked some questions about the repairs. So we, since they own the building, it seemed like the most logical thing for them to oversee the repairs of it. But we're going to, they're also going to give us a release of any liability since they will be handling it now.
Make a motion to release the insurance funds to Fairfield ISD. For the community center.
There you go.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Are there any comments from Commissioners Court members?
Yes. I guess some guys are out, work, how we pay them, or do we pay them? I know Brian is on
COVID.
the COVID deal. Is that right?
COVID deal.
The other two are off now because of Brian. And how do we pay them? I mean, what's the deal?
Well,
They're hearing something from somebody that I've never heard, so.
well, we printed out something from the CDC, and if they, you know, qualify under that, well, that'll be on an individual basis as to whether they qualify for having to self-quarantine.
Okay. Well, they're saying they got these stuff for them now.
For the rights and responsibilities that we have imposed.
Could you come up here, I'm having a hard time here, could you come up here so I can hear all this stuff, please?
For the rights, that's okay. For the rights and responsibilities that we all had to post back in April 1st from the IRS, if they are under a doctor's care to self-quarantine or waiting on test results, or they're taking care of somebody, or they have a kid, there's 6 different categories that they could come into. 1 through 3 of those categories, they would be paid at 100% for the 80 hours. It's called EPS-LA.
And that would be the person that tested positive.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. If they're just self-quarantined on their own and haven't been under a care to self-quarantine or have symptoms to be told to quarantine, then it would come under an administrative leave that y'all could give them if you so chose to do that as an elected official until they were able to test or whatever y'all required. So,
Well, what do we require, that's what we don't know. I mean, they're saying by law, they're not supposed to be working for 14 days, self-quarantine.
so again, that would come down to, are you gonna require them to go get tested? And you have that right to require that.
We have a right to require
Yes,
them
you
to
do
test.
have a right to
Well,
require them to go get tested.
Well, how can I require it when I won't test them if they have no symptoms?
Yeah.
I mean, that don't work.
If you don't have symptoms, you're not gonna get a test. Unless you're something different.
Well, when I talked to TAC, TAC told me that, we could not mandate testing in my office. We could offer it, but we could not mandate it, so I don't think we can require them to take it. But, and then like you said, if people are gonna test you, then what are you supposed to do? But, I know to play it safe in our office, if somebody gets ill and whoever's working with them, I'm putting them off and cleaning, a heavy cleaning, just to try to keep it out of the office. But, and that way they have about 3 or 4 days, if they don't get any symptoms, then they're coming back. Just trying to play it safe.
Well, I've got one guy, that he don't really care if he gets tested. I don't care if I get tested. I got one guy, he wants to get tested, he ain't been able to get into work and get a test because he don't have the symptoms.
He ought to be able to tell them that he's been in direct contact with a person that's had it, and they should test him.
But there again, it depends on if he was in direct contact.
Yeah.
I've had 3 people exposed at our church, and I just recommended they go to the doctor, and they followed the doctor's orders. 2 of them were tested, and one of them just self-isolated, but.
And I will check with TAC on that, but it was my understanding in some of the webinars that you could, as an employee, require them to go get tested, but I'll check and make sure on that.
All right.
If a county employee is tested and comes back positive, then how long are they supposed to stay off? I mean, are they supposed to stay home? Are they supposed to be, and what's the procedure?
Well, it comes back to the doctor or physicians, what the physician tells them now. As far as the EPS,
Okay, so let me just make this scenario. I got somebody I don't have somebody, but if I had somebody working for me that's tested positive, I send them home, and somebody sees them on the street walking downtown, how do I document that on my timesheet when I say they're home and they're walking downtown or whatever? I mean.
That they're quarantined.
But they're quarantined.
You can't pay admin if they're gonna be out walking around. I mean, I don't know. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
tell you what to do.
We'll call TAC and we can talk to them and you can listen to their response.
and I can ask them to attend, I know they're not traveling right now, but I can ask if they can attend or something, if y'all would like to meet with them directly for these questions.
I think the best bet is to call because we're not, by the time we get them here, we probably won't need that. All right, any other comments?
I've asked it to be on the agenda next time, a resolution stating that Freestone County will be a,
Business friendly,
what is it? Business?
essential.
Yeah, we were not going to say what business is essential and what business is non-essential. There is a resolution that
You
other
have a copy
counties,
of it?
that other counties have adopted, and I want it on the agenda next week to be voted on. But we need every business in Freestone County to stay open.
All right, any other comments? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, aye.